This project started, well, Sterling was here last fall. Our friend didn't want her cabinets, so we took the cabinets and all the countertops. Sterling helped Steve and they got it all off. And so that was the beginning of the project. Okay, this is the piece that we had some problems with. It was way too long, and where that sink is, it needed to be over to the right, and we couldn't figure out how to use it. So we were just going to trash the countertops, just burn them or something. We just did, and buy countertops. But then Steve and I later on figured out that maybe we could cut off parts of it, redo some of it, and Steve talked to his friend Ken, and he said, sure, we can do that. Okay, here's the two counter pieces when we brought them to the building. The one on the left is the one that will now be on the right side, and Steve was able to cut off where the hole was and make it the right size for the right side of the countertops that we needed now. But this one that was on the right side that Steve and Sterling are working on, that one just didn't fit in there. It was way too long. The hole was in the wrong place, so we just felt like they weren't going to work. We held on to them for quite a while. Okay, here's just another shot of them. The one on the right is the one that we didn't feel like we could use, just didn't fit in where we needed it. I'll show you where it was going to go here in a minute. Okay, here's the shot. This is the countertops that we had put in, and this is where they were going to go. On the previous picture, the one on the left is going to go on the right, and the one on the right is going to go on the left. All right, here you can see that one piece where he cut it off, where the stove had been before, that one actually fit. He was able to get that piece to fit. It was the other side, the other corner, which I don't have a picture of right now. Didn't work, didn't fit. Okay, here's a picture of the whole thing, and Steve has the one on the right where the drill is. That has the countertop. The other one just has some of his tools sitting up there. There's no countertop there. Okay, so we put the two countertops up on these sawhorses, and he and Ken beefed them up, cut them up, especially the one that has the hole. They made it the right size, and then they had to cut off part of the hole and then put the end piece on there, and then they recut a new hole. So this instant bond, they used that. Steve had never used it before, and it came in very handy to glue some of these parts together. Okay, here's Ken fixing up some of the underside of it, strengthening it, fixing it up. Okay, here he's just continuing to fix up some of the areas, and especially where the joints are, where it was fixed.
Hey Tony, you want to watch this? You can see it on the video.
It helps to get that out.
And you can get the sides with that. Okay.
Yeah, so here's where I'll just get everything, and this is what I like is it seals that like that little gap we had there.
Yep.
Okay, for that.
Okay, like magic, it looks like one piece. This is after it's been epoxied with the white, what it looked like. Okay, there was a few areas over here you can kind of see on the left side. There was a few other rough areas. So they let it dry for the night, and then Ken came back the next night and sanded down, smoothed off some of those rough areas. Okay, here he's done a layer of clear epoxy on top of the white, and he uses heat to get rid of the bubbles. He just kind of goes all over the whole countertop, spraying it with this heat. So this butane heater, I guess is what you call it, and he just looks for bubbles, and that takes the bubbles out. All right, you can just see what he's continuing to take that heat around on the tabletop.
Oh, that's real pretty.
All right, here is after it's all been sprayed, and it just is amazing at how much it looks like marble. Just really looks nice, granite or marble, really nice. All right, Ken came back the next day and they put another coat on, and this that it looks kind of with the shiny light. It doesn't look as flat and clear as it is, but it just looks like glass on top of this marble. It just is beautiful. Okay, and here is the final view of it for this week. You can see there's little bumps at the bottom, and they have to fix that up next week, and then we'll get it installed. Okay, there after it dried overnight, there were some rough spots on the sides and right by the sink, in front of the sink, and then underneath all the drips. So he sanded all those little drips off and sanded the rough spots. It was now time to move the cabinet. They put it on its side and carried it to the room. Okay, well,
This is where we need to be careful with that end, right?
And we're doing this side.
Oops, I got a cool in there. Okay. So we're gonna hit right here, huh? Well, I know how to fix that.
so here it is. Now it's in place and looking good. So to finalize it before moving the stove over, they had to fix one of the cabinets a little bit. The right side didn't come down it quite right, so they had to cut off a little bit of the cabinet. And then he used a epoxy that you roll on, and it worked pretty good. I wouldn't say that it was, for what we're using it for, I think it's absolutely wonderful. But for my own home, I would want it a little more perfect than it is. I didn't take a picture of some of it. It kind of smeared some of it a little bit, but I'm very, very happy with this countertop. It used up materials that we had that we were just going to burn to try and get rid of, and instead we got to use it, and it looks really nice.